So we've reached the fifth and final part of this series. You picked an accountant, signed a contract or engagement letter. What can you expect of the relationship? The beginning of any relationship has a lot of unknowns. Hopefully, you've asked a lot of the questions that you needed to ask and know a lot of the answers from the previous steps, but some concerns may still be: how and when do you pay? Some accountants collect money up front as a retainer for the first month's work at the beginning of a new client relationship. The reasoning for this should be obvious. No one wants to work for a client who will never pay them. You may negotiate for a regular monthly service fee, which may be convenient for both parties, or you may be paying a varied price per month based on the number of hours that the accountant puts in, or any other reasonable standard. If you are contracting for taxes, it will more likely be a single or multiple time payment due before or after the filing of your tax returns. Can my accountant help me with blank? With any luck, this should have been addressed through a good contract or engagement letter, which will define the scope of the services that the accountant is providing. Which is not to say that they won't, but don't expect it to be free. Accountants call these situations scope creep, when a client keeps asking for more and more services from the same contracted rate. And I'm sure you've had some similar experience in your life and probably wished you had a contract to define the boundaries of where the work begins and ends. So you have a new issue. When should you bring it up to your accountant? The answer is as soon as possible. The sooner you do, the sooner the accountant can prepare for the possibility or eventuality in question. It may affect the way you process the transactions you already have in ways you could not even foresee. Next question. Can my accountant fire me? Well, in my experience, it's more rare than it should be. No offense. But yes, your accountant can choose to sever the relationship. If they do so, it's common professional courtesy to do it at the end of the contract period by simply not renewing the contract. If they're being professional, your accountant will give you a heads up at least months in advance so you can start looking for someone new before the contract ends. They might be open to solutions to maintaining the relationship. I'm sorry to say that communication is not a strong suit for accountants, so don't hesitate to be proactive if you suspect your relationship to be on the chopping block and want to salvage it. Next question. What should I do if my accountant's actions appear shady? Well, this is a tricky one, and I would start by asking them about the particular incident in question. Be curious. It may be that they misunderstood the context of something or an intention. They might be used to clients who are aggressive in their accounting and expect everyone wants the same. There could be dozens of innocent reasons, and it may spark a deeper conversation about your values and become an opportunity for them to serve you better. Or it may be that you don't like the answer and you should get another opinion from another accountant you trust. Which brings me to, what if you need to fire your accountant? Don't be afraid to move on if you feel like the relationship isn't salvageable, if you can no longer trust or rely on their accountant to do the work that you hired them to do. The proper thing to do would be to tell them as soon as you've made the decision, and if they choose to be unprofessional about it, document the incident fully, report them to any bodies of oversight, and talk to your lawyer. I do hear stories of accountants who try to hold your books hostage and other pathetic tactics to blackmail you. If you ever experience this kind of unprofessional behavior, first of all, my deepest apologies. The accounting profession does its best to be honest and trustworthy and police itself, but not everything can be unicorns and rainbows. I will be talking in another video on how to prevent such a thing from happening and what to do if you experience it. That seems like a terrible note to end on, but it's important that you know the rewards and risks of having an accountant. If you have any questions or thoughts about the content of this series, don't hesitate to ask below, and please like and subscribe to this series. I did have a fun time putting it together, but it was also hard work, and I hope you appreciate hard work as well as I do. And I'll see you out there.